This white car here is the latest addition to our garage. Looks really nice, really well prepared. The guy's a fabricator, so obviously he knows what he's doing metalwork wise. They only completed the car I think a day or so ago, so yeah, they ran it in the sprint race yesterday, so they must have completed it on Friday. And then we've got a couple of other cars. Antonio here finished third in the one of the sprint races yesterday, so stunning result there, really good. And we've actually got our own little gazebo and yeah, hospitality tent, good stuff. Just to give you an idea how serious this has all got, look at this. That's a really flash setup, and this DTO one down here with the flags, absolutely massive transporter with sort of living quarters in the top. I think they do GT racing as well, and they're racing in the 116 trophy. I can't believe it. We're all doing little club racing, and there's all these really professional teams have joined. Okay, let's come on to my race. You'll remember it's a rolling start, so we're just coming to the end of the rolling start. I'd had a problem on the start line in that the car had gone into limp mode as I came out of the assembly area. I panicked a bit, but luckily the pit crew just said just restart the car, and that fixed it. So we're now coming up to the start finish line. Now at this point most of the drivers have seen the fact the lights have gone out. I'm sleeping, I don't know what I'm doing. And so it's not until a couple of cars go past me I realise you don't have to wait until you go across the start finish line to start racing. If the lights are out, you can go, as long as the guy who starts the race, the pole sitter, has started, then you're free to go. So you can see I've lost quite a few positions here. I'll make some of these back, but it's just a bit of a shame. And you'll know if you've watched any of my previous videos, this is a bit of a recurring problem. I have to say though, I'm not really keen on diving right into the middle of the pack, you know, when we're all going round Paddock Hill Bend, because someone's going to come a cropper and it'll probably be me. So it's not all bad. So we're about 6 laps further on, and I started to get some understeer. You see I've run quite wide there. I don't think I tripped the track limit actually, but it's the next corner you get the feeling for it. So I'm a bit wary of going on the curbs, which you'll see about later, but look at that, I've gone right across towards what's that, McLaren, and I think I lifted to avoid it. So now we've come a bit further on, and I'm trying to race this green car, trying to get past it. This carries on for some time and becomes quite a challenge, so I try an inside line round there. I'll talk about the inside line round Druids in a minute, because yeah, there's an issue with it. Anyway, we carry on, and I'll just let you watch this play out for a while. See, taking a bit more understeer there again. I'm not taking the curb at Surtees, and I'll explain that a bit later as well. Okay, now things get a bit confusing. Now I decide I'm going to go with the guy in the black and white car on the right and see if I can get past the green car, but I've backed the wrong horse, and that's the thing I wanted to explain to you here. I've realised after the race, going down the inside of someone at Druids is all very well if you're well past them by the time you get to the apex. If you have to then try and get past them as you go down the hill to Graham Hill Bend, you're not going to get them, because they've got the inside line around Graham Hill Bend, and you're going to be run out wide. So I'm not sure that's a great passing place unless it's in the right circumstances, and you'll see a bit later in the video that I do pass someone at Druids. Just to reinforce my argument, let's watch me trying to get past this black and white car, DTO car in front. I'll try the same move. Yeah, didn't work out. And then I run wide. A couple of laps later and I'm still trying to overtake the black and white car. So I said about not taking the curb at Surtees. The problem I'd had is I made some changes to the car on Wednesday, and I found that if I tried to take the curb at Surtees, the back would kick out. Anyway, I'm growing in confidence with the car, so I try it again. Yeah, not so good. Luckily I didn't hit anything. This is the first opportunity I get to drive on a bit of the Grand Prix circuit, that bit that comes down back onto Clearways. Yeah, that cost me, I calculated that cost me 16 seconds. The other thing I found, if you notice as I drive away, and this is how it shakes you up, notice how I'm short shifting now. And yeah, it sort of, I think if you're a professional driver, you just put it behind you straight away, but in my case I need to get confidence back in the car. So you can see, look at the speed I'm going around Paddock Hill Bend, that's ridiculous, it's so slow. So yeah, that was a bit of a problem. Now we now moved on to me chasing down a car. This was one of the cars that went past me when I spun, so the lap counter you can ignore because it for reasons that I don't understand, it reset when I came off of the track. But so this is 6 laps later after I came off the track, and let's see how this plays out. Okay, I promised you a move down the inside of Paddock Hill Bend, I think, earlier on. Oh, actually I said Druids, didn't I? There's one of those as well. But yeah, that was quite good. I overtook a couple of cars using that inside line. Now this is where some of the faster cars are, well, I'm being blue flagged I think, but they're overtaking me. So these two guys go past and I decide I'm going to try and follow them to see if I can learn something about the line they're using. Really interesting. So in fact this turns out to be my fastest lap, but I wanted to show you a comparison with the way I took Surtees on this occasion, and then we'll just look at some data. To be fair to these guys, I do seem to catch them up a bit as time goes on, but they're fighting, so they're obviously losing time as they're scrapping. Okay, so you can see I'm not going anywhere near the curb now, but that means I have to run out wide there. What it also means is I'm lifting as I go into Surtees. So we'll have a look at that. You know, let's have a look at the data for that. So let me explain. We've got brake pressure here, throttle pedal position here, and then GPS measured speed. And the thing that's most noticeable here is this point here. This letting off the throttle here is a change from 3rd to 4th as I come along the bottom straight. Then I go into Surtees and look how I have to lift going through Surtees. So this is my fastest lap in the race. If we compare this to the fastest lap I did in practice on the previous Wednesday, you can see that I don't lift at all going through Surtees. All I've got is some braking as I'm going into clearways. And the difference between those 2 points is that we raise the ride height on the car, the rear ride height, to give it more rake, and I reduced the tow out from 2mm tow out to 1mm tow out on the back. Okay, so now I'm chasing down Connor in the blue car. Connor's new to the series. I think he's new to motorsport. Rather frustratingly, he's a young guy. He's come straight into motorsport and he's pretty quick already, and you can see which way it's going to go. And there are a lot of young drivers in the 116 Trophy series that are fast. Will Abrahams, who won this particular race, he's young. Mac Priestwood is very young. Jack Godden, who's won a number of races, he's very young. So it's quite nice to see them coming up through the ranks. A bit frustrating for someone like me, but you know, so be it. Okay, so I try an inside move down around Paddock Hill Bend, doesn't quite work out. Okay, now this is, I guess this would be a bit of inexperience really. What Connor should have done there is slammed straight across in front of me before I got to Druids, but he didn't, and that gave me the gap. I'm going to let this play on because actually it gets a bit interesting as we go on a bit further. So now the car that's coming up was just overtaken Connor and is coming up behind me is the 220 car of the Foxes, as I call them. And yeah, let's see how that goes. Why is he so much faster around Paddock Hill Bend there? So he's come right up on me at that point. I've gone to cover off Druids and he's had to back out of it. Okay, I seem to do a bit better here. Yeah, he's got a better exit out of Graham Hill. Now I'm having to lift through Surtees, so of course he's coming right behind me again. And this is where we have a bit of a whoops. I don't know whose fault that was. He lunged a bit from quite far back as I'm turning, you know, as I was going for the apex. Maybe I should have given him space. I don't know. It's a racing incident, I would say. Obviously that's put him back a bit, and in fact I have a feeling on the following lap he pitted, so I don't know if hitting the side of my car did something to his steering, but obviously he has dropped back quite a way now. Yeah, he's late on the brakes into Druids, that's for sure. And now I've got Connor right up behind me again. Now this went on like this for some time, with me building a gap and then them catching me again, but it was okay, it was manageable, but I need to make some progress on the people in front, so I need to push on. Let's wind forward a bit further. Now I've managed to catch the car in front, and I seem to be closing on him at a reasonable speed, so just need to find the right place to pass. You can see Connor's still behind me. Okay, that was a bit of a surprise. I got a good exit out of Clearways, unless he just pulled over and let me past, I'm not sure, but I seem to have built a bit of a gap on Connor again. I think the other car with the headlights on, let's have a look who that is. Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. Is that the Fox's car again? See the markings on the bonnet? Yes, I believe. Oh no, it's not. Oh goodness me, I don't know who that is. Okay, so yeah, being closed down by another car. Yeah, that's going quite fast. Yeah, I've recognised it's someone I'm not actually racing. Oh, that's Mac Priestwood. That's who that is. Looks a bit strange on the colours when I'm replaying this on the yeah, because it's a pinky sort of cerise coloured car. It looked orange in the reverse view. Okay, yeah, so I've waved him through because I know he's going faster. In fact, I think, didn't he come second in this race? I think he did. So there's no point, obviously no point racing people you're not racing. You can see again I've managed to build up a bit of a gap back to Connor. I'm going to continue with this for a bit because as we will see in a minute, this all gets rather undone. My work holding off Connor and the others behind. Yeah, one of the DTO cars. So nice to see that I'm not the only person who spins coming out of Surtees. And as you can see now, Connor's got through again. There's a good battle with him actually. It's good fun. I try and get him back quite quickly. Oh, there you can see that's James Dunn, isn't it? I think in that car, yeah. Anyway, so I tried a similar move on Connor round Druids. He hangs out round the outside, and then of course he's got a good run into Graham Hill, so that didn't work. Yeah, we both made a bit of a mistake around there. Oh yeah, okay, that's let's have a look, is that Toby? 87, no, that's Louis, isn't it? Louis Woodward. So Louis would be top 5, and then the guy coming down the inside of me now, he's definitely top 10, so much faster than me. What's happened to, I didn't see what happened to Connor. Yeah, I don't think Connor finished the race, so, and this is now I'm under pressure from James. So James is another young driver, has done karting, steps into a car and is fast straight away. It's yeah, a bit annoying really. Okay, at this point I've been in the pits, come out, and then there's a safety car. If you look, the safety car flags are still out on the sign. So we're coming right to the end of the safety car period. I should have, yeah. Now the safety car's gone in. Green lights flashing on the right, you can see, and I'm caught napping yet again. I wasn't up close enough to the guy in front, and so I've dropped back a bit, but not too bad. Catching quite quickly because they're battling. He's battling against James again, isn't he? James Dunn. So the red car, the red and gold car, I'd raced. I was racing against that right at the end of the Silverstone meeting, the last race, and yeah, it was a good, fair, tough and fair fair fight really. So at this point we're a few laps further on, and some of the leading pack have gone past me, which has messed my race up a bit, because now I'm not even sure where the red and gold car is. That other red car in front, I don't think that's the red and gold one, I think that's another one. Anyway, coming up here into Druids, I make a bit of a mess of this. I didn't cover off the inside of Druids after saying that Connor didn't do it, and Daniel Scott creeps through in front of me. So that is a position lost. Later in the race I do get position back, but you know, that's a bit of a missed opportunity right there. See, he's taking curb. See how he took the curb at Surtees, and he doesn't have a problem. That's what I should be able to do, but yeah, not happening at the moment. Okay, let's wind forward a bit further. And this is where things start to get a bit messy, because we have in front of us a pack with a mix of leading cars that are vying for the lead of the race, and others who I should be racing, like the golf coloured car directly in front and Daniel Scott in front of him, and yeah, so it's a bit messy. Let's see how this plays out. Who's that? Oh, that's Toby Partridge. Oh, that's Anthony Seddon. Yeah, Mr. Seddon doesn't take any prisoners. He pushed me right out wide into the into the runoff, and that's Mac Priestwood again. This is because it's after the pit stop, obviously, and things get a bit jumbled up. Okay, every time the groups overtake me, I'm falling back quite a bit. I mean, look how far ahead now. James Dunn is in that golf coloured car. He's right up, yeah, he's way ahead now. So it's going to take me some time to catch up. So let me wind on again. Now we're a few laps further on, but you can see it's still a right old mess in front. A real mix of you know, cars at various positions in the race. I think this is because of the safety car, obviously. Mess things up a bit again. There is another safety car, I think. There were two safety cars, and I can't think if I've skipped over one or skipped over two. So, but yeah, so the DTO car in front. The reason I'm letting this play is because I think I try and go down the outside of him at Paddock Hill Bend, and you'll see what happens. Not that lap. I caught up with James, as you can see, in the golf coloured car. Well, the DTO car's doing well. Not quite sure who's driving that one. My ex-teammate Ben Wilshire is one of the drivers in one of the DTO cars, but I'm not quite sure which car and which session he did. Oop. You can see I've got my rear mirrors, my rear camera is stopped by this point, but you can see in the mirror there's a load of cars behind me, so I'm trying to defend against them and trying to overtake these cars. Okay, the DTO car did me a favour there, got me past the other one. Yeah, I'm not going out quite wide enough going into paddock, but I might have been doing that because I'm defending this is quite good. I quite like this. This was great fun, this part of the race in particular. Yeah, I thought he's going to come across on me, and I wasn't quite far enough up the side of him really. Ooh, yeah, that was a bit naughty. In fact, he does a couple of naughty moves, so that was one of them. Although I guess that was a bit like the one I did on the Fox's car. So somewhere in all of that we overtook another car, didn't we? I didn't even know which car it was. Well, he's tricky. Don't seem to be able to get him very easily. Oh, bad understeer, look at that. That wasn't good. I didn't get any track limit penalties. I think I was pretty good actually, even though I struggled occasionally with understeer. Oh, who's that? Oh, is that? Oh, that must be, that's Louis Woodward again, isn't it? Yeah. So he's going to be top 10 easily. He wins quite often, so he produces fantastic cars. I think he's in the industry, and he's got this car, and he's also got one of the coupes, and in both cases they're really well prepared. So well prepared, I think I'd be too afraid to actually take them out on the track. Come on, Louis, show me the way through here. Oh, I'm not quite sure if he got touched then or what happened, or if he just lost it. Okay, this is where he does another rather dodgy move on me. So I'm on the outside of him, and he just squeezes straight across on me. I had to really brake hard. I thought I was going to end up in the gravel. Now right behind me at this point is Lewis Tyndall, so I pull over to go into Druids, and whack, I get hit in the back. Yeah, obviously that didn't help my race, and all the cars go streaming past. I think, I'm not quite sure how many positions I lost there, but obviously there's an awful lot of cars have just gone past me. And yeah, that was a real shame. Lewis has actually messaged me since and apologised, but he said he thought I was going to stay over to the left, and he said I just could not brake hard enough to avoid the back of you. So yeah, it's one of those things. So it's taken me 3 laps to catch up with anyone, and now I'm starting to work on clawing my way back up the order. Yeah, he made a bit of a mistake there, didn't he? I guess pressure of me being behind, which has given me that position. You can see the group up ahead of, you know, still that group that went streaming past me after the spin. Ooh, that was a bit, yeah, got a bit of oversteer there by the looks of things. Okay. Lap time's not bad, 1:01.78. I said that one of I had 2 targets. Oh, there's another one, another position I've gained. That could be the guy who squeezed me at Paddock Hill Bend, actually. Yeah, I said my objective was top 20 and to try and consistently do 101s. Now, when I got the opportunity to do 101s, because obviously a lot of the time you're following or you're battling with someone or you're defending, but in free space I was consistently doing 101s, which is quite good. Obviously next thing I need to do is get down into the 10s, you know, the 60 seconds when I'm going around Brands Hatch. And I think if I solve this problem about having to lift through Surtees, I think that will give me a fighting chance. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but it should help me quite a lot. Right, we're a bit further on now, and I've caught up to a few more people. Yeah, this is very late in the race, and I realise I keep thinking we must be coming to the end soon, because, you know, you get some sort of sense of being in the car for a period of time, and I'm desperate to get past this silver car. We had a little twitch there, so that could have been good. But let's see how we go. Keep an eye out for the last lap board. I don't think it's this lap. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I'm not quite close enough to him to do anything. That Fly Motorsport car that we just went past on the right, that was the one that passed me. It was fast, and then suddenly it seemed to slow a lot. I think they had a problem with the car. Okay, this looks like opportunities. Come on. Yeah, no easy way through. They're not making mistakes really, and they're taking all the best lines, so my only hope here really, I think, is if someone makes a mistake, and that was an early apex, so that's not helping me. Yeah, I've lost time coming around clearways. I must have had to lift as I was going around, I don't know. I lost a bit there though. They're going out wider there, which I should be doing. I don't think I'm defending against anybody behind at this point. No, looks pretty clear. Oh, okay, get the silver car. That was a spot of luck. He obviously made a mistake at Druids. Oh, no, he's back again. Not that much of a mistake. Oh, rats. Oh, of course this is the Fox car. Of course it is, 220. Ah. I tried to get him, yeah, he's not letting me go for that. Okay. And what have we got now? Oh, it's the checkered flag. That's it. We're all done. Well, there you go. I have to say that was despite the fact the spin and then getting punted from behind into Druids, that was great fun. It was a really good race. I had a lot of good battles with people, particularly that period where I was in the middle of the pack and trying to defend and overtake at the same time. I will just tack one thing on the end here. I won Driver of the Day, which was rather nice. Mark Bate came up to me and presented me with the award. So big thanks to Chantal and Robin there on the left, who own 4040, and then on the right we've got Katie and Shauna, who were my race engineers for the day. So thanks very much to you all, and yeah, see you next time.